and welcome back to lightbrites Logic on WCB in BC, Canada. In last chapter I did, at the end of chapter 3, I was telling you that I would pop back in under chapter 4 and play some of my trusted tape recorder with case manager Colin arguing about my husband's dizziness and headaches. At this point, he was telling us that Dr. Collier had told Jamie to stop narcotics and read his book and stop drinking coffee, and that was why he had debilitating headaches. I mean, and he still has them to this day, by the way, but it wouldn't be because a tree hit him on the head, though, right? No, that couldn't be a possibility. Anyway, I'm going to jump to a different topic, and this one is with the rehabilitation plan recommendation for expenditure budget sheets that our vote rehab lady Ina Graham worked out. Now, she was right and totally aware of what was going on in what was the plan in progress about my husband's voc rehab issues. 3 days before I was to drive him to Calgary to stay at my mom's so that he could take the training that he needed and have a reduced rent budget, and it would cost less for him to stay there every day, and then it would cost less for him for food. I did have to pay my mom. She's not a rich person, but it was at a reduced rate, but I still had to pay her, and on top of paying her, we still had to pay rent on the house here. We still had to buy the kids' books. We still had to fit the house with groceries, and there was only $2,200 coming in a month. That was it. On top of that, when Jamie got hurt, there was a Blue Cross extended health care that we had through my husband's employer, the employer where he was injured, and I had gotten really sick before his injury and was deemed to have an illness now. So if we would have let that Blue Cross drop, then there would be no extended healthcare benefits for me because I would be considered a pre-existing condition on health and nobody would pick me up again. So we had to carry that cost over, and that was $300 a month. $300 a month. And then of course is the MSP payments that his employer were paying. That was $108 a month. So add them two together and it was $408 a month extra. But Jamie's wages were under half of what he made. He was bringing home at that time $2,200 or $2,200 a month. So $408 of that now we have established is just went to the health care. Then there was a payout for him to stay in Calgary while he took his education, and then there was our mortgage and everything. So actually we were falling behind in the bills quite a bit each month. There was a lot of money juggling. There was a lot of remortgaging the house, which, if didn't need to be happen, would have been our house this year. But now we owe twice as much as what the house was bought for back in 1990. It's pathetic. It makes me sick. Anyway, Ina's budget sheets here. First one she put down was for supporting a idea of a heavy diesel mechanic through SATE. Now, she's got that plan costing. What did she say that cost? Evaluation, occupational therapy. Oh, here we go. SATE. SATE has a 95% graduate employment rate for their automotive program, which means 95% of the people who graduate from SATE go right into the workforce at a nice entry-level position. She's got all these things that she had to put in her budget pre-planning, which would be the year 1 and the year 2, because it would be formal training 2 years. There would be tuition and books, which was $7,919 for the total 2 years. Training allowance came to $43,465.79. That was $21,000 for the first year and $22,000 for the second year. Top-up employment for loss of wages from June till September was $3,787. And from April to September 05 would be $7,152 for a total of $10,940.34. For the subsistence for 2 years living away expenses, she's allotted $6,400. For 2 years of 8 trips home during each semester, $2,090 for the 2-year combined. Miscellaneous expenses, pencils, pads, digital, multimeter, reference manuals, leather work gloves, she estimated $3,000. Planning to date, August 23rd to September 5th. Total cost of this plan to go to state for 2 years, $75,143.81. That's the plan that was the original plan that she was going for all the way, but she didn't intend to have that. She knew it was law and policy. 26 weeks worth of training is all she was allotting James. But she didn't say this at the beginning. Keep him in the dark, right? Okay, so now this is number 2, and this one would be for the training for automotive mechanical in Cranbrook. She had the same book stuff, training allowance, tuition, books, top-up employment, substance from living, yada, yada, yada. Came to $60,656. Okay? Now, her biggest idea, which was a 6-month program for a pipe fitter, it says here, in 4 to 5 years, once the worker has his journeyman license status, he will be capable of making as much as $1,000 a day. Excuse me? $1,000 a day. Jamie made $5,000 a month. He started in the bush at the age of 15. He was hurt at the age of 31 years old. He worked in the bush for 16 years. It took him 16 years to make $5,000 a month. He just didn't go and make $5,000 a month. And now you're trying to tell us that 26 weeks worth of education as a pipe fitter will get him $1,000 a day. Doesn't this sound fishy? Did not anybody on the board actually read what was submitted for the Voc rehab? Or did you just look at this figure, that figure, this figure, stamped it, and on it went? With each stamp became how much more of a bonus in your people's pocket for your checks. I wonder. Maybe we could actually investigate that one day. Anyway, her Voc rehab, she said the total amount it would cost to re-educate my husband in 26 weeks for a figure of $1,000 a day for a check. She said that was going to cost the board $43,426.50. $43,000 for 26 weeks worth of training. Don't you think that's a little high? Seeing how as Calgary was $75,000 for 2 years and $60,000 in Cranbrook for a 2-year course, but yet 26 weeks was $43,000. These figures don't add up, and I'm sure a lot of you people out there noticed it. But I've got to sign out now. It's just about at the 10-minute mark. I'll call this WCB Sucks Lightbright Logics Chapter 4 on rehab. So, peace out, good night, and glad you joined us. Bye now from Lightbright Logic.